so happy that you're back. I know it was a little bit in question there for a while, but there was no way that this year we could not have Mets baseball without you back together with Gary and Ron. So how thrilled are you that everything worked out and you're back?
I'm happy to be back. It's great that we got our 18th season together, which it will be the longest in Met history, which is something I never thought would happen, and the three of us together that long. So the fact that, we've got an exciting team, a good team to cover, and, it's just good to be back. I haven't seen Gary yet. I haven't seen Ron yet. So we're all kind of just staggered in here, different hours yesterday. And I'm looking forward to the season.
Yeah, it's going to be a great season. Keith, you and I were talking out in Sag Harbor last week about this pitch clock and what it does to broadcasters. And I know how your new director's talking about, telling stories, and that's one of the things you do so well. But this is definitely going to have an effect on you guys and how you do the game.
There's no doubt. We're going to have to be, there's going to be a lot of times when we're going to be in the middle of talking about something, and then it's the next pitch. And it's going to have to be picked up from there. Or with two outs, all of a sudden, you can't finish the story. We'll figure it out. I only did 7 games in spring, and Gary did around 5, and Ron did around 7. We haven't done a game together in around 2 weeks, so this is our first time we're going to be together in quite a while. But we'll be fine. I mean, every time we're away for 6 months, and then we have our first game together in spring training, and it's just like putting on a glove. It's so familiar, and we're so used to each other. We know our different idiosyncrasies. We know how to work well together.
Overall, what are your thoughts on the pitch clock as far as it pertains to the game on the field?
What's funny is we used to play, when I played, 2-hour and 35-minute games. And when I got in the booth, the games were not 3 hours yet. They were kind of rare. It does feel like the game is super fast, like it's in fast motion, and we'll get used to it. But I got to tell myself, was it like this when we played a 2-hour, 35-minute game? Did it seem like it was in fast motion? Or is it just that we're used to these 3.5-hour games, 3.5-hour, sometimes 4-hour games? I don't know. Will we get used to it? I know we will. Will it have the same feel as 1980, when the games were that length? I don't know, but I like the clock. I think the players are going to really wind up liking the clock. We talked about it at the American Hotel, you and I. The players are out there. There's a 2.5-hour game, which was the average in spring training. That's, a 3.5-hour game. That's another hour you're out there playing over the course of the season, when 3 hours was really the norm. And it's going to be, if the norm is going to become 2:30, you're going to be off your feet, an hour, half hour. Over the course of a 6-month season, I think the everyday players are going to wind up loving it, and they're going to be stronger in August and September.
The other thing, too, is the lack of the shift. Will we see a 5-man infield and a 2-man outfield?
I think we will. I think we're going to see maybe that one outfielder, the left fielder, particularly against left-hand hitters, take that hole away from between first and second. You might see like a softball game, and what we saw in the old shift, the left fielder playing out in shallow right field. But you leave yourself exposed on the other side of the field, completely exposed. I'll be my guest. I'll see how it goes. I'm sure they're going to only do it. Everybody uses Joey Gallo as the example. A Deadpool hitter. We'll see how it goes. At least the manager has that option. I think it's better for baseball without the shift. I think it's going to help the left-hand hitters. The ball you hit in the hole is going to be a base hit. We saw a lot of it in spring. And then you got the runner on first going to third base, and a lot of throws to third and close plays at third. It's exciting instead of one base at a time. To me, that's boring, and I like to see speed. The bigger bases. I read an article, Ricky Henderson, the 4.5, I guess it's 4.5 inches, difference between first and second and third with the bigger base. And Ricky said that would have, in the article, that would have given him an extra step and probably another 150 stolen bases on his career, which was phenomenal, the greatest leadoff hitter of all time. And the fact that you're going to see more stolen bases, I think it's exciting. I think it's a part of the game that's been missing.
Make me feel better about the Diaz injury.
Well, that's a big blow. I mean, come on. He had. I played. I played when there was Sparky Lyle, Gossage, Bruce Suter, Raleigh Fingers. I'd never seen anybody have a dominant year as he had out of that saving games. Just a phenomenal year. It's hard to replace. It's going to be missed. But you got Robertson, who's saved before. Ottavino has saved before, and even Raley has saved a little bit with Tampa. It does take away from your depth and your bullpen. Let's face it, it's one big key guy. But everybody's got injuries coming in our division. It's going to be the Phillies and the Braves, and they've got their injuries as well. So everybody's going in dinged up a little bit. But the Met everyday players it's the same lineup as last year, and they won 101 games. And I think that the key for the Mets this year is that they're not a young club; they're an older club, and they need to stay healthy.